Hey there everybody, redxparasite here, and welcome to Let's Play Metroid Prime 3. In the last episode, we defeated Moganar, destroyed the Leviathan seed on Brio, and we got informed about Elysia. So, that is going to be our next destination. So we're going to head right on over there and get to work. So we've been informed that they've lost contact with Gore, who had been stationed there. In addition to that, the Aurora Unit 217 has been infected by the virus, so we'll need to find it and deliver the cure that we've been given. So we get a little snapshot of the seed. And what I really like about this area is we're not actually landing on the planet. We're landing on this, kind of station that's floating above the surface. And this is just a really cool looking area. So welcome to Skytown. Plus, Skytown has some really great music. Okay, so nothing really important to scan here around our ship, just storage crates and other such things. Do have a bird-looking statue. It's actually a Chozo bust. Oh, wait, can I scan you? No, come back. Okay. Mechanoid transportation drone transports basic supplies to and from various areas of Skytown. Class D transportation drones are used for the distribution of supplies and materials across all of Skytown. Upon activation, each unit is assigned a set position along a transit route that it will use exclusively. The constant upkeep of the facility requires that they continuously deliver their shipments to their destinations at a steady pace. So, that is a required scan for the logbooks to make sure that you get it.
Your highest priority is to get Skytown's Aurora.
You should be able to see them flying around in more places than just this, so don't worry if you didn't get it there.
It will help you find a way to reach the seed. We will upload its coordinates to you now. Proceed with caution. Gore's whereabouts and disposition are still unknown.
Okay, so we have another new scan here. This is the aerial repair drone. Automated maintenance bot. Initial activation 132.8 years ago. An evolved version of the ground units, these drones were designed to perform basic maintenance and repair tasks. Their small size and flight capabilities allow them access to the hardest to reach areas of Skytown. Repair drones are manufactured and activated every 200 years, with the previous units being recycled for construction materials. So, that's another scan for our logbook. And I think that's it for this room. Nope, not quite. Okay, so this is a data bot used to store historical data, shoot to access information. So this is how we're going to get our lore entries here on in Skytown. Databots were designed by the Elysians as a mean to record and pass on historical data. They patrol within their set area until disrupted, then project a holographic data file. However, only those equipped with Chozo-based visor technology can access this information. And luckily for us, we are equipped with Chozo-based visor technology, so we'll be able to get the scan. This is creators. I am Elysian, descendant of both the Chozo and the First. I am facing the last moments of my life and transferring my memory to the datapod. In a way, our chronicle begins nearly 1500 years ago. That was when our noble creators, the Chozo, began to build that which would become our home, a place of exploration and knowledge floating in the clouds of planet Elysia, a fitting home for its great Chozo builders. They had built many linked hovering pods. In time, they formed a net in the skies across the globe, instruments peering out in all directions, studying the cosmos. We did not exist then, only the Chozo walked these hollowed halls, To the distant stars they looked, and a great many things they discovered, including that which would later spell grim disaster for all. So one of the other things I really like about this area is the influence that the Chozo had on it. Plus, another cool thing, the doors, you know, are like they were in Prime 1 and 2. Oops. Okay. So, this right here is the first time that the game is forcing you to use the Hyper Ball, because they are Phazon vines, they're impervious to any other kind of attack, and we can't access this with anything else other than the Morph Ball. So, the one thing you'll notice about the Hyper Ball is that it uses up health pretty quickly, so it's fairly costly. And we didn't really get to see that in the Leviathan because the game actually gives you unlimited Phazon reserves at that point. You know, presumably because you've taken in the new Phazon into your body so recently. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why honestly I don't use it all that often, because comparatively the regular hyper mode shots do just as much, if not more, damage, and for less cost. But welcome to Skytown officially. This is where they implemented these rails here, which will be going on in just a moment. It's kind of a love-hate thing. On one hand, they are kind of cool, but they can be a little annoying. So let's scan this to start. It's a zip line cable. Rails a transit system between pods connected to it using the grapple beam. So, unfortunately, it's not just as easy as yeah, see, we can't scan things on it. I just wanted to double check. But it's not as easy as just riding the rail. We're going to have some obstacles in our way along the journey. Those include these gates here, which you have to shoot to open. This first one doesn't have anything else on it, but there will be more obstacles in the future. So I believe that does it. In this room, however, I think we're going to be meeting a new enemy. Yep, there they are. Tin bots. Lightweight android that is easily knocked down. Tin bots are made from a lightweight metal and can easily be knocked around from explosions or high-speed impacts. This metal is also quite vulnerable to heat and can be melted by high-temperature weapons. Converted for security duty, the tin bots now patrol Skytown tirelessly. They are armed with kinetic beam pistols and can use their tools, arms in combat. So these guys are not much of a threat. They're pretty slow. They will fire at you using those pistols, but they go down really easily, so they're not too bad. Alright, so there's a grab ledge that we can go to here, but we can't do anything else with this just yet. We have a cool looking structure out there though, but for now we're just going to have to take the lower path, which does have some more tin bots. We'll just take them out. Let's see, I don't think I'm forgetting anything so far. Right. So I think there's a lore entry in here. There you are. This is gift. Several decades passed for the Chozo here at Elysia. The harsh winds and storms began to take their toll on the station, and upkeep began to take more and more of their precious time. Seeing a need for assistance, they created us, the first Elysian, built by Chozo hands, stepped out of the Mechanicrush 1450.82 years ago. Crude by our current standards, the first was soon given the greatest gift of all by the Chozo. To better assist the creators, the first was given self-awareness. To all other Elysians, the first shared the Chozo gift. This event marks the year 1 of Elysian Reckoning. So this is a holographic projector. Let's see. Kind of see it. Actually, am I hitting this? Yeah, huh. Interesting. That makes the same noise that the arrow mines do. So, let's see. We have a new enemy here that we couldn't scan because it ran away. But don't worry, fret not, we will be seeing it again. For now, gotta make our way through here. I think we can scan this? No, we can't. Okay, so we have a new thing to interact with here. This is the kinetic orb cannon. So these were introduced in Prime 2, and they're making their return here in this game. So we've got something over there at the locking mechanism, but we don't have the right weapon to interact with it. Inside this tube is a missile expansion. You'll need to do a double bomb jump or a bomb jump in order to get it. And nothing else to do here. Got some metal here. It's vulnerable to high temperature shots, but do not have the weapon to deal with that right now either. So for the time being, we're just gonna have to take this rail. I believe we'll see some of the new enemies on this one. Yeah, so this, that's one of them. It will lay these bubbles in the middle of the track. If you run into them, you'll fall off. Same thing with the doors as well. If you don't open up the doors, obviously you'll fall off the rail. And you have to do the whole thing over again. So that's where these can kind of get annoying, because some of these things can actually be difficult to hit just because although you can move your aim around some, your viewpoint is kind of limited by the direction that you're moving on the rail. So if there's a sharp turn, it may be difficult to shoot at the projectiles or anything, you know, that's in your path without getting hit. You just won't have a lot of time to do it. So this is the Mechanoid Steam Lord. Repairs fallen steam bots capable of cloaking itself. Steam Lords command the worker drones of Skytown. They also repair them when they malfunction or break down. Lightly armored, they rely on their cloaking field to evade their enemies. They will only uncloak to attack or repair fallen steam bots, but can still be detected with an advanced visor system while hidden. We're not going to fight it just yet, though. For now, we have some lasers here, which will hurt you if you touch them, so don't do that. There's also a missile expansion that's kind of tucked here beneath the entrance. Very easy to get. And so, yeah, the way to get under them, obviously, is just use the morph ball. You roll to the other side, and then you can jump up. Okay, so this is the Steambot Barracks, as you will soon see once we take this elevator down to the lower level. We're actually full on health and on missiles. So, let's make our way. We've got a bit of morph ball puzzle. Now, the pistons here don't do all that much damage, which is a good thing, because in Metroid Prime Hunters, if you got crushed by a piston, it was instant death, and it was a pain in the neck. So I'm glad they didn't do that here, because it would have been the worst. So, containment door is sealed. Faint mechanical sounds can be heard coming from within. Vertical transversal unit requires a kinetic charge to activate. It's currently offline. So, these are the Steambot pods. So, nothing in the room seems to be moving, so let's just head for the door. And, of course, it's never that simple. So, we're going to have a fight with the Steam Lord and these Steambots. So, these are distinct enemies from the Tin Bots. They are more durable, so they're going to take more shots to down. Lightly armored and armed, rendered inert by high temperature hits. The Steambot's lightly armored exterior can be damaged by any weapon. High temperature weapons are particularly effective and can render them inert and beyond repair. Unlike their lightweight cousins, they're made of durable metals and cannot be thrown around. Steambots serve as combat units for the Steam Lords. They are armed with kinetic beam pistols, missile racks, and can use their tool arms in close combat. Damaged units can be restored by Steam Lords. So, in this fight, your goal is going to be defeating the Steam Lord that's in the room. You can only target him when he becomes visible to you, however. So what you're going to want to do is make him appear to repair the Steambots, and that's when you can get your shots in. So, if you didn't scan him before, obviously you can scan him now, but I already have them scanned, so I don't need to get it again. So, the more Steambots that you can down, the more time that he'll usually spend active. So, he needs to repair them. So, all in all, not too difficult of a fight. The Steambots themselves, again, do not pose much of a threat to you. The Steam Lord will attack you, but as long as there are Steambots for him to bring back, that's what he usually focuses on doing. So, there is an energy tank there behind us. So actually, let's blood that. So now we have 6 of those. We're getting a little bit more health. And actually, by the time that we're done with this world, we'll have a fairly decent amount. We'll be over halfway on the energy tanks, for sure. We don't really need that because the energy tank replenished our health, and I didn't use any missiles in that fight either. Mostly just because the Steambots really aren't worth the ammo. So this is Discovery. The Chozo were watchers, studying the depths of space tirelessly to quench their thirst for knowledge. From this facility, they launched observation satellites, firing them into the heavens toward distant worlds. These satellites returned information that allowed them to analyze the various phenomena occurring across the cosmos. Through this process, they were able to satisfy their intellectual appetite one planet at a time. One day, a Chozo searcher happened upon a very rare discovery. A once thought lost satellite delivered information on a distant world. It was incredibly far away, even by Chozo reckoning. Study of the stellar object revealed that it was in many ways a planet, and yet also sentient, alive. This chance event was brief, and the information being collected was lost before the true identity of the planet was revealed. So, there's an elevator here, which we can activate by touching this panel. So, if we try to go out this door to the right, I believe we will not be able to go any farther. Yep, that is correct. So the only way to advance is to take this elevator. Now, if I have one complaint about Skytown, it's the organization of these pods can get a little confusing at times. If I go into the map here, you can see it's very compact. The rooms overlap with each other a lot. Unlike most other areas, which are kind of spread out, at least along the ground. These ones can be a bit tricky to figure out, where you're going just by looking at the map. So, we have ourselves another rail here, so I think this one introduces the last kind of obstacle, which are these little drone things. You'll need to shoot all of those before they get close to you, otherwise you'll fall off. So that about covers it. These ones actually, I think, probably give me the most trouble out of any of the obstacles, followed by the bubbles. The gates are the easiest ones to deal with just because they're stationary, they're pretty big targets, and they're a bit easier to shoot from a distance. But I think this will actually be a good place to end off this episode, so thank you very much for watching this episode of Let's Play Metroid Prime 3. I've been redxparasite, signing out.